Perfect. Alright, so welcome everyone to the first game of the best of 9 series between Aramis Arch and I am Mikey. We're gonna be seeing Double Arabia. And perfect. Alright. So Aramis is going to be playing red, he's going to be playing Berbers, and Mikey is going to be playing Berbers as well. This is quite curious. Usually we have seen in Double Arabia both players going for Hans. Probably Hans got banned this time around. So for anyone who doesn't know, the rules for Civs picks in Aspiring Experts is that you can pick the Civ you want, so it's hidden pick, but you have 2 bans for the other guy, and so your bans are not global, are just for the other guy. Usually because of Bedouins, you see Chinese getting banned a lot. And yeah, because of this, because of Double Arabia, apparently we probably got Hans being banned for both players. So we're gonna take a look now at the maps. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Berber civilization and talk about their bonuses so that you can have an idea if you're not familiar with them. Berbers get 10% quicker villagers, so they walk faster. They also get 10% faster ships. And they get 15 and 20% cheaper cavalry in Castle and Imperial Age respectively. So yeah, don't really try to overthink it very much, because they are playing mirror civs, both players get the same bonuses, so it's going to be a matter of who can outplay the other guy. So taking a look at the map, on the right hand side, Mikey is gonna have a north map with a north berry and a box sheep apparently. I'm not really sure. I think this qualifies for an admin re, but probably I don't think he's gonna call it. If we take a look at the scouting information, he has not seen it yet. Alright, so other than that, he has kind of a forward main goal on a hill. It's kind of awkward. The berries over there in the north. On the west we have the main stone over there. Secondary gold and secondary stone on the east, and the third goal is going to go, yeah, super forward, not very good for blue. Over here on the other side, on his other base rather, he has forward main gold, secondary gold is facing towards his other base, main stone is kind of safe over here, it's not too bad. And if we take a look at Aramis Arch's map, or maps rather, his south map, let's take a look. It's actually quite good. There are 2 very large woodlands that he's going to be able to use as walling, and we're going to talk a little bit about strategy in just a moment. But other than that, it's not actually as good as I initially thought. Look at that, it's a crater map. Actually, the main goal is super forward for him, and it's also on a hill. Secondary stone is on the hill, the secondary gold is behind the tree line, so this is kind of a double-edged sword, curse and a blessing at the same time. Very good for walling, not so good for resource accessibility. And the west base for red is gonna feature back gold, back stone, that is quite good. What else? Not much else. Where are the other golds? So he has a south gold over here, the secondary gold. And the third one might be super ahead, or super forward rather. Actually, I don't really know where the third gold is. It looks like it might be this one. I think that's the case. Yeah, it's not ideal. Not ideal for sure. So at this point, need a player really with ideal maps. So yeah, talking about strategy, and hello Lidacor, and Kokasu should not be there. So yeah, talking about strategies, one thing you have seen a lot in this map is players going for full map walls. Since you start with twice as many villagers, 2 bases, you can kind of afford to do that a little bit better, and also it's of course a lot safer. But it has not been that common. What has been more common, and something that I've been talking about each time that we have seen Double Arabia, is the fact that usually players dedicate one of their bases to eco growth and the other one to military growth, or military production rather. So we might be seeing that for Aramis here. He could potentially use this one for eco growth. The issue is that it's so vulnerable because of the hills. This one he could potentially use For eco as well, it's a lot better. He has back stone and back gold, and he also has good wood line over here to try and wall himself. Mikey, on the other hand, the north map is not very good. It's kind of open. He could potentially try and take advantage of this cliff over here and the wood lines over here to try and wall himself over here. I think this is probably a little bit better if he wants to use this base as an eco base. But yeah, neither player getting a perfect base, which is good. We're gonna see a lot of action potentially. Alright. Starting with 2 scouts also means that you can potentially start picking villagers as soon as Dark Age. You know, in Dark Age, a villager with loom is gonna take a single scout, but 2 scouts not gonna stand a chance really. Anyway, both players now have Infield Age. And because of getting so many villagers, you don't really have to try that hard to go for fast castles, so we are gonna see both players clicking up quite soon actually. Aramis at this point already has a lot of food. If he had a market, I'm not sure, I think he does not have a market. If he did, then for sure he could potentially already be going up. On the other hand, Mikey is getting very close himself, only needs 20 food, 15 gold. $10 gold, and he should be able to go up. 3 villagers only on gold though, at least in the south base. The north base does not have a single villager on gold. So villager count already too high for red. Is potentially gonna lose the scout though? No. It's gonna be good for blue. Yeah, managing to snipe both scouts, but falling behind the villager count. Oh, he finally found his sheep. I think this might have qualified for an admin re. But yeah, when you start with 2 bases, it's not that big a deal to be missing a single sheep. So I want to see what they're gonna do, and Aramis for the time being is going with 4 buildings here in his south base, going for the barracks, going for the stable, going right away into forging, gold mining, horse collar. Forging is going to be very important, of course. That's the +1 attack upgrade for melee units. Hello Vivi, fan. Taking a look at Mickey or Mikey. 1 barracks over here. 1 stable. And if we take a look at the villager distribution for both players, a lot more villagers on wood for blue, a lot more villagers on food for red, and a couple more villagers on gold for red as well. So Aramis is going to be in a good position now in Castle Age. He's going to be up 4 seconds later, but I don't think that's going to make a huge difference, of course. There we go. 49 villagers versus 44. Now looking very good for blue, who seems to be struggling with the double TC. This should be going in favor of red. Yeah, there we go. So both players now in Castle Age. Scale Barding Armor coming now for Aramis as well. So he already has forging. He's going to be going for the +1/+1 defense for cavalry units. And we're gonna see camels coming out right away. You can start to see already at this point in the game the difference between a 2.2, 2.3k player and a lower rated player. These guys are good for sure, but you can already tell how they are not really able to keep up that much with multitasking, and we have seen that difference already between 2.2, 2.3k and 2.4 plus. Oh, I'm not sure about this. Aramis is going for camels, which is good. Both players get good camels and cheaper as well. But now Aramis is going to go for knights, so sure, now knights are going to be good for picking villagers, for picking potential archers, cavalry archers. But I'm not sure if you are facing a player that's going full camel, if adding knights is going to lead you to fall behind or not. Anyway, the other good unit for Berbers, although they have more than 2 good units, is the camel archer. At this point though, I don't think we're gonna see that. We're gonna see both players trying to raid the other guy. But yeah, cannon archers, what they have, the thing that's special about them. Oh, the TC is going to get the knight. It's going to get the knight now. The knights are going. There we go. Knights is going to pick. Yeah, there we go. One villager down. Potentially two. Potentially three. What is Blue doing? What is he paying attention to? He's not garrisoning. Okay, he's gonna try now to finish the TC, but he's going to lose 1, 2 already. Potentially 3 or 4 villagers. These guys are exposed. 2 knights are going to be enough. Going to be fast enough to start picking villas for sure. That's already 5 villagers, I believe. Now, villager count only 3 lower for Mikey, who has been going for additional TCs, I believe. Or is this the only one? It seems like this is the third one. Oh, there we go. So the 4th one is coming up as well. But that is very unfortunate. The palisade wall foundation was placed, but it was not built. Now the villagers for sure are going to finish the TC, but that's already a couple of villas down for blue for sure, which is not ideal. Back here though, red is going to be very much unprotected, and we have 9, 10, how many? 10 camels arriving from blue. And this wool line is so open, but red has been placing farms. He should be able to notice this. He was paying attention to this area because of the farms, we know that. He's going to garrison now, but that's 2 villagers down. Only bringing the difference the villager advantage is only of 2 now in favor of red. Both players doing quite well actually. Very, very close. That's going to be 8 camels versus 11 camels. Mikey's camels only have scale barding armor for the +1/+1. Aramis camels have also forging for the +1 attack. But the numbers advantage is so large for blue. This is not a fight that Aramis wants to take. Alright, so blue already on 4 TCs. Red on the other hand is going for an additional TC here on the west base, getting chased over there, and only 1 TC in the south base, so it's going to be 3 total, but at this point he's with only half the TC count. I'm not sure about this engagement. Let's take a look. That's going to be 11 camels versus 13. Blue should have the edge here in terms of numbers, but Mikey with +1 attack. I think the engagement over there was not good for red. He did not have the numbers in a single place. This is going to get chased away by Mikey, who now is taking the score lead. Villager count lead as well with 4 TCs, so twice as many TCs right now currently. There we go, 3rd TC has been built for red. That means that he is gonna start to catch up a little bit. He still should be falling behind though. Especially if blue is able to keep production of all 4 TCs. 3 stables right now. And Aramis, I'm not sure, what is he doing? It seems like he is trying to go around and get some scouting out of those camels before losing them for good. Mikey is going to move away his army, get them back, start pushing forward. Let's take a look. So Aramis is going to get husbandry. I'm not sure. Oh. Where's the relic getting picked? I thought there was a monk here. That was my bad because of the blinking dot in the map. So yeah, very good job here. Mikey massing so much army, and Aramis really struggling to keep up. He doesn't have the numbers. He's going to lose everything here once again. He needs to go away. Mikey now has forging as well, so it's parity in terms of upgrades. I'm not really sure if he got husbandry. Husbandry is very, very good for Aramis if blue has not gotten it yet. Oh, but the quick walls are not working over there, not fast enough. Now more villagers are going to start going down, and that's 5 extra villagers already for blue, who is going to keep on losing villas over here. So the wall line is going to get idle. The goal is going to get idle here as well, and the other base of Aramis is getting raided in the gold over here and really struggling to defend both bases. So fantastic use of units here for Mikey. Taking full advantage of the numerical superiority, splitting his army and pressuring both bases at once. 16 camels now for blue, only 11 for red. Mike is gonna try to wall himself. That is a sensible choice. Yeah, he's already fully walled in his north map, but unfortunately he's not able to keep up with Eco over here. So blue already on his way to Imperial Age with 11 extra villagers. And at this point, not that... Actually, he doesn't have more army anymore. Army has been able to catch up, going for 4 stables. Chain Barbing Armor coming up for both players now. This is going to be a great engagement for armies. He needs to take the engagement right now. Oh, Mikey, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna try to get villagers? Is he gonna try to sacrifice his army in exchange for an eco advantage? He is already economically behind, or ahead rather, going up to Imperial Age. He's gonna have to go away, but it seems like Army's husbandry research is paying off right now, as he's able to catch up with blue's camels for sure. It seems that, yeah, there you go. So yeah, for sure blue does not have husbandry right now. This is still open though, unfortunately. We have a couple or one camel here for Arami, doing some good damage over there. He's gonna have to pressure really hard, really soon. Otherwise in Imperial Age with potentially heavy camels, Ike is gonna be in a great position. Also access to Cavalier, of course. And remember, 20% cheaper. It's going to be better units for cheaper. It's 15% cheaper for Berbers in Castle Age, 20% cheaper Cavalry in Imperial Age. This is going to be potentially very good for armies. He really needs to push though. Imperial Age inbound right now for blue. Has been researched and army needs to do damage right now. Handcard coming up now for Mikey. He does not have the resources. Okay, there we go. Heavy camel on the way. Numbers though, that's going to be 20 versus 40. 20 versus almost 40 camels. Army really needs to take this. Really needs to take this. He has not gone for Iron Casting yet, which Mikey did. Now he is fighting under the TC with less upgrades. But it seems like the numbers are just too much in favor of Mikey, or Army rather, and Mikey is going to lose all the camels, and this is so good, this is so good. Blue now behind in villager count. Army's taking a beautiful engagement over there, keeping all this eco idle, and it seems like Mikey might have gone way too fast for Imperial Age without the numbers. Either that or Army has been skilled enough to recognize the situation, take advantage of it. And right now we have 1, 2, 3 stables coming up, 2 stables already in place, 3 stables already in place. This one is going to be unusable, so it's going to be in total 5 stables for blue. But he does not have the resources to keep production of 5 stables. Siege Workshop's not going to come up. Heavy Camel is going to finish researching right now, let's see. It has, oh, there we go. It has been researched. That's going to be good now. Mikey is going to be able to get rid of that, but Army is doing damage here and Mikey not really paying attention. Army is going to start picking more and more villagers. That's already almost 20 extra villagers for red. The monk now about to get picked up by the knight. Oh, there we go. 1 conversion is going to come out. No, good micro over there by armies. That's going to be 1 monk going down for sure. And red with 4 castle, trying to keep up the pressure, but now the military numbers 21 to 9 are still in favor of red, but the upgrades for sure are there in favor of Mikey. However, Imperial Age about to finish researching for Aramis means that he too is going to be able to go for heavy camels. Right now already queuing a couple of camel archers. Heavy camels coming up now for red. And I don't think he's gonna struggle very much to keep up with this. So camel archers, they are very good against cavalry archer units, but they are also stronger than cavalry archer than regular cavalry archers, so they are still quite decent against other units, especially against camels, which are not very tanky against projectiles. So camels versus heavy camels and camels plus camel archers should be going in favor of red over here. Conscription coming up now as well. That's going to be a very important upgrade, as Mikey at this point has not a castle yet, and he really is struggling. Over here, he did not properly wall that area. He's still open over here. He's going to get idle for so long. He's really trying to focus over here, trying to clean this up. But Aramis is doing a great job, and I don't think there is a way back right now for Mikey. Rayton seems to be on the wall. The game seems to be getting close to an end as more and more villagers from Mikey are starting to get picked up, and he's going to call the GG for what's going to be a partial score of 1-0 in favor of the Argentinian player. There we go. So everyone, if you have not entered the raffle, make sure to do so. Exclamation mark raffle. You're gonna join the chance to win 3 months of gold premium for your Voodoo account. We're gonna take a quick look at the achievements, and then we're gonna jump into the second game of what's going to be potentially 9 games for today's stream. Taking a look at the KD, looking super good for Aramis. Mikey taking beautiful engagements in Castle Age, but probably rushing Imperial Age a little bit. Getting destroyed by the superior numbers of Aramis. That's 1000 food and 800 gold that Red was able to use for army. So just make the math. Eco, on the other hand, better for Aramis all over the board except for wood collected. Technology stats, faster castle and Imperial Age time for Mikey, unfortunately not really able to make proper use of that tech advantage, losing his entire army almost here in Imperial Age, as you can see. Numbers looking quite solid for blue at this point, then going dramatically down after Imperial Age, as Aramis forced a very unfavorable fight for blue. Alright. And here we are. Okay, welcome everyone to the second game of the Best of 9 series for the Aspiring Experts Silver League Finals. These games have been played on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. We are watching the recorded games right now, casting them live, of course. The casting is live. And yeah, so the map. We're going to be seeing Crisscross. So if you're familiar with Cross, which features 4 pawns in the corners of the map, Crisscross is going to feature 5 additional pawns, so 1 on each side and then an additional 1 in the middle. This opens the possibility of having a heavier fish boom. This also makes it harder for you to locate your opponent's docks, as you have a lot more choices as to where to place your docks. So we're going to take a look at the maps, and we're potentially going to be able to probably predict some of the dock locations. So Aramis playing in north, he's going to be playing Japanese. Mikey is going to be playing in south as Italians. So Japanese, talking about their bonuses, that's going to be twice HP efficient ships with +2 pierce armor, so they are quite tanky. They also work faster. How faster? Well, that's 5, 10, 15 and 20% faster working rate efficient ships in Dark, Feudal, Castle and Imperial Age. They also get 33% faster attacking infantry units starting from Feudal Age. Finally, they get 50% cheaper eco buildings, drop-off points. So the lumber camp is going to be only 50 wood instead of 100. That's going to be good for going for fish, of course. And finally, the team bonus is that galleys get plus 50% line of sight. That's going to be good as well. And if we take a look at Mikey's, so for Italians, you have 15% cheaper fishing ships. You have Going up to Imperial Age is 15% cheaper as well. Gunpowder units are 20% cheaper. I think we might be seeing bombard cannons potentially in late game. That's going to be a very powerful unit for Italians. And other than that, of course, cheaper unit, right? And other than that, I believe the dog techs are 50% cheaper. Am I right? Yeah, okay, 50% cheaper. So taking a look at the map, we have for blue a gold on the south, a main stone, secondary stone on the south as well, so on the back, very, very safe. Secondary gold and third gold. Actually, secondary gold is northwest. Then there's neutral gold over here, but probably his. And Aramis, on the other hand, getting back gold 1, 2, 3 golds on the back. That is quite a good map for him. Aramis now getting some idle villagers. Okay, it's gonna go for the ship. What's the stone situation for red? So main stone on the east for sure, and secondary one southwest. That is not good, that is super forward. So good map for both players actually. We have main resources here on the back for blue, we have main resources, or actually a lot of gold here on the back for Aramis. Stone generation is going to be slightly better for Mikey, gold generation slightly better for Aramis. We're gonna see red going already into water here in the middle. Blue as well, both players with the same amount of fishing ships. 17 villagers, 18 villagers right now for Mikey, 17 villagers for Aramis, falling behind slightly. 0 to 0 KD, so no villager has been picked off. We can see loom already for red, while there is no loom for Mikey, so that explains the 1 villager of difference. And yes, interesting match, and hello everyone. This is already the second game in the best of 9 series. That was unfortunate pathing over there by Aramis scout. That's going to leave him on the dark. Oops. Let's take a look at this. Alright, Mikey is going to spot Aramis base. Let's see, he might lose the scout. No, he's not going to lose the scout. Not going in a straight line against the TC. So this is actually fantastic for blue. He's gonna have intel advantage over here. As we can see, Mikey was able to spot... actually Aramis was able to spot Mikey's base. But Mikey is now gonna have the scout up, so that is going to be good for him. Both players going up. 15 seconds of difference in the uptime. At this point, both players will loom, so that's a small advantage for Aramis, who's going up only 16 seconds later. Second dog coming up now for Mikey as well. And we should be seeing the same for Aramis, but I'm not sure about this. So you have a good wood eco bonus here for red, playing Japanese, getting cheaper lumber camps, getting cheaper mills, getting cheaper gold camps, mining camps. But that's, of course, it's good in the short term. Italians getting cheaper dock techs and also getting cheaper fishing ships is going to be better for them in the long term, because it's not going to last so much, the Japanese bonus. It's only 50 wood that you're saving from time to time, while that's a flat 15% cheaper fishing ships for Italians and also 50% cheaper dock techs. So in Castle Age, if Mikey is able to keep up with numbers now in the middle, in Castle Age he is going to be able to get fire ships, he's going to be able to get war galleys a lot cheaper than Aramis. Anyway, both players in Fuel Age. We're gonna see a Demolition Raft coming up now for Aramis, who is not really committing quite heavily to fish. 4 fishing ships over here. Mikey with 3 fishing ships only. But going with 2 fire galleys, he should be able to clean this up. But if we take a look over here, Aramis is going with the forward stable, queuing a couple of scouts now. Let's see how that's going to impact the game. Already fishing ships are potentially going to go down, but you can see how tanky, just how tanky and just how long Aramis fishing ships are taking to go down. That is the twice, the 2 times HP and the +2 pierce armor over there for Japanese. That is just so good. He's still going to lose a couple for sure. If you don't defend your units at all, you're not going to be able to keep them alive, right? So this is going to be for sure water control, at least in the middle pond for Mikey. And if we take a look over here, Aramis is going for a back dock. That is going to be good. I'm not sure if he was not expecting Mikey to go for the central dock, or if he was expecting to get the water advantage, because right now only 1 demolition raft and 1 fire galley is not going to be enough to clean this up, which means that he's going to fall behind the water control terms, or at least in terms of, yeah, the middle pond. Over here though, oh, the walls! Ah, they're coming up! And Aramis took way too long. That is so unfortunate. If he had water control, he could potentially go for a transport ship. But right now, what is he gonna do? He's gonna go for archery ranges. That's a sensible choice. Japanese get decent cavalry in Castle Age, Field Age, Castle Age. Up to Imperial Age, you can debate that a little bit, but archers are good for them for sure. They get fully upgraded arbalests, so going for archers now is going to signify getting access to a good amount of crossbows, potentially in Castle Age. Demolition shot over there, not really doing a whole lot. 2 fishing ships up for red here on the north pond. How about Mikey? Only 2 fishing ships as well. He had 3, he probably lost 1 to a demolition raft. Once again, not ideal. This could be potentially a very, very, very good shot for the demolition raft. He's not paying attention. He's gonna try and get the fishing ships. Okay, makes sense. Damn it. I want to see. Okay, so he knows where they should be, but I think Mikey probably had them over here. Seems to be the case. No, they were over here. I'm very surprised that Aramis is not trying to go over there and snipe all 3 fishing ships with a single demolition raft. Anyway, now a defensive tower coming up for blue. Taking a look at the villager count, that's 1 higher for Aramis. Resources are looking quite similar actually. Mikey with the gold superiority. Going for the transport ship on the south pond. That is good. Mikey is going for the fire galley right away. Are we gonna see the walls going up fast enough? Yes! That's great quick walling. Now he could potentially still go around the dock over here and start denying the gold, potentially pick a couple of lumberjacks over there. Let's take a look at the archer upgrades. Right now Aramis is going for wheelbarrow, that's going to leave him a couple of villagers behind for sure. These archers don't have fletching yet. Fletching coming up now for Aramis. But if we take a look at the fire galley over there, that's going to be enough to take care of the transport ship. Additional wallings coming up now for blue, and he's doing a very good job over here. Only 3 scouts left. Yeah, I don't think Aramis should be able to... Yeah, I don't think he should be able to break through here, actually. But red with really nice land control. Map prisons all over the north and the west. Also getting a couple of Navy units over here. He's gonna get the transport ship, it's still quite safe. Oh, but he broke through. He broke the palisade gate and it was open over here. That is so common. Just the elevation in this game is so tricky to judge if it's actually walled or not. That is not good. This is open. This is not open, but it could be open super fast. Only needs a couple of hits. That's 16 HP. He needs to target the palisade wall. He needs to target that. He has fletching already. Oh, if he targeted the palisade wall. Okay, he broke it. Now he needs to go forward and he needs to take care of the galleys over here. Otherwise, he could potentially lose all that army. And that is, at this point, the only thing that he has going for him. Yeah, he does have 1 extra villager for sure. But he doesn't have any water control, and in the middle that's going to be so important for Aramis or for for Mikey rather, for his eco. As you can see, he does not have a single farmer over there, which means that he is relying exclusively on water food income. But this is so good though. Arm is doing so much damage. Let's take a look at Mikey's resources. If he was close to going out to Castle Age, he could potentially get away without going into any military units, but right now he's gonna need to defend, otherwise he's going to get destroyed in Field Age. He's already getting kind of destroyed a little bit. Defensive tower coming up now for Mikey. But interesting game though. He shouldn't have been able to go through over there. Mikey must be kicking himself after that. Anyway, defensive tower now up. You can potentially go for skirmishers or something. At this point he's gonna need to keep on queuing villagers though. Okay, there we go. So 2 skirmishers here in place already. TC is not gonna be enough to pick both scouts, unfortunately. 1 skirmisher is going to get picked up. And looking at the resource count for Mikey, he cannot really afford to lose any skirmishers. Those units cost food. He does not have food. There's only a very small amount of fishing ships that he has left. 6 fishing ships and 1 of them is going to go down, so that is not good. These units are not so efficient anymore. Traveling a very long way. But he might finally get rid of this though. Very slide over there. Armies is going to lose what remains of his land army over here at Mikey's base. But the damage has been done, and at this point Red has 8 extra villagers. He has been able to pick a couple of fishing ships over here. Let's take a look. More archers coming up now for Aramis, and Mikey must be so upset. He had water control here in the south, but he lost it. Now he's gonna have to go for the panic tower, but he might lose a couple of villagers for sure. That's going to be 1 villager down, potentially 2. That's going to be 2 villagers down for sure. Now he's gonna walk away from the skirmishers. But that's 5 archers with fletching inside his base, and Mikey is gonna be in trouble here, quite frankly. He's gonna go for the market right now, potentially gonna try to look up to go up to... actually, never mind. Let's see. Yeah, he needs to sell resources to go up to Castle Age. As we can see, Aramis is already on his way up. Halfway up already, going for more archers here back at home. He's gonna be in a good position to start going for knights as well. Knights are gonna be able to break through the palisade walls no problem. Especially if you have archers here inside your opponent's base that can prevent villagers from going there and trying to reinforce the walls. You're going for double palisade walls. So let's see. Let's win the raffle again. Good luck, man. Best of luck. Alright, so Castle Age inbound now for Red. Stable in place to start pumping knights. Eco, on the other hand, in place as well. Good amount of gold miners, good amount of farmers here. He actually has a couple of fishing ships over there as well. So crossbows coming up, Balkan arrow coming up. Red going for the upgrades that he needs. Not gonna go for knights just yet. These archers are going to go down for sure, no matter if they are crossbows or not. That's 5 skirmishers. Good micro though. I don't think he's gonna be able to pick a villager, but that's good. So we have 11 military numbers, or 11 military units for Aramis. 2 of those are fire galleys over here. He's gonna go for the war galley upgrade, which means that he's gonna get access to fire ship, which are a lot better than fire galleys. He's gonna get access as well to demolition ships, which are a lot better than demolition rafts. Unfortunately, really losing control of the middle water for sure. For good, actually. But fishing ships is doing quite alright. So he's taking control and taking full advantage of the back pond over there, the back pond over here, side pond over here. So I want to see... Oh, there we go. Finally, we see the knight. 5 crossbows. Going across the walls. A lot of defensive towers for blue. A couple of skirmishers over there. Bodkin Arrow coming up for him as well. War Galley, that's going to be necessary to keep control of the middle water. Oh! Just in time! Just in time! He unloaded all 5 crossbows the second the transport ship went down. This is going to be troublesome now for Mikey. He should still be able to defend quite nicely with the skirmishers that he has. But this is still open. He is not managing to wall this fast enough, and that's already 3 villagers down. The skirmisher is going to go down. Another villager could potentially go down. This palace is super weak, only 19 HP, but the skirmishers are there, so he needs to go away. Take good care of these crossbows, which are a big part of his current advantage. Now 12 additional villagers and already a second TC up for red. That's going to be quite good. Now 1 war galley over here. If he just garrisons a couple of villagers over there, he should be able to pick this up. But Mikey is going to realize that before red, so he's going to pull the war galley away. Over here though, that's 2, 3, 4 crossbows going down already. And yeah, that's one of the things that we were talking about just a couple of minutes ago. What's the conversion? Oh, conversion coming up now for Mikey. So yeah, one of the things we were talking about a couple of minutes ago was that you can see the difference between 2.2, 2.3k players and lower elo, 2.1, 2k players really struggling to keep up with all the action everywhere in the map. So right now that's going to be... he could have picked up both knights over there with the fire ships. But yeah, things like that. So he did not realize about this. He did not realize he was not taking proper care of his crossbows over here, or over here rather. That's one of the things that they struggle with the most. 2 conversions he did not realize. Mikey holding on, trying to push back a little bit actually, using all the water prisons that he has in the middle. Armies though should be able to get control of the back pond over here. And what are we gonna see? So gold mining, stone mining coming up for Mikey. Still 13 villagers behind. 1 TC only for blue. This is not very good, unfortunately. The tower is going to be good against ships, but not if they only shoot a single tower. If it only shoots a single arrow, I mean. Aramis getting out the fishing ship lead as well, which is probably the only thing that Mikey had going for him other than the middle water control. Couple of knights going forward now for blue, both knights getting from previous conversions. And yeah, that's exactly the kind of stuff that these guys are struggling with. He did not notice this. 2.3k player would have noticed that, would not have just sent the knights forward and never see them again. But that is why this game is so hard, and that is why it takes so long and so much practice and so many games to get really good. The tower is doing a good job over there, very low HP fire galleys. Mikey going for additional units over here as well, but now Aramis is halfway up to Imperial Age. Once he gets Imperial, he can potentially go for fast fire ship, he can go for galleon. If he goes for chemistry as well, he can go for a cannon galleon, which are quite good, especially for map control. In a map like this, in a hybrid map that has a lot of water, if you go for a cannon galleon over here, you can take down the TC, you can take down the tower. Actually, one cannon galleon over here and another one over here could deny any buildings in this area. It's a unit that we don't really see a whole lot, but I think we should be seeing a little bit more of, especially in this game, this circumstance. Now army is getting so much ahead. It's gonna have Arbalest with Bracer, with Chemistry. Mikey is gonna build a castle though. I'm not sure about the location of that castle though. Alright, so he's going... I guess he's going to deny the gold over here. He's going to deny 3 villagers from taking wood over there. I'm not really sure what the scouting is like for him. He knows about the stone. He knows about the gold over there. He knows about the stone over here. Unfortunately for him, he cannot really go on the left hand side because there is so much presence over here by Aramis. So he would get spotted. But I would say probably a castle here would have been better. A little bit. And Napoleon as well. Hello. Moi. Comment ça va, mamie? Alright, castle coming up now for Aramis. So Arbaleth's on the way, 2 Mansa on the way. For Mikey, the situation is not looking good at all. That's only 300 food. He does have extra... No, actually he doesn't have extra anything. That's 6 villagers behind. Siege Workshop coming up now for him. Potentially gonna be good. I don't think so though. Arbaleth can't deal against Mangonels. Yeah, can't deal with Mangonels for sure. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to do anything with the Siege Workshop. He doesn't even have the resources to afford a single Mangonel. Armies on the other hand going for ballistics. A leather archer armor, that's going to be +2/+2. 2 Mangonels already in place over here, potentially gonna take down the Siege Workshop. The villagers are gonna start going down for sure. Ballistics as well. When it finishes researching, that's going to be a lot of villagers going down for sure. Stable coming up for blue. I'm not really sure about that. I don't think he's gonna be able to do a whole lot. If he had the castle back at home, I think it would be a lot better. The situation here is not very good for blue. The castle is not really accomplishing much. He gets some wood income here secured for sure, but now he has trebuchets back at home. There's nothing for him to defend with. This he already went down. Another castle inbound now for Mikey as well. He already has the resources. Aramis is going to beat him to the punch though. Now let's see. Aramis only missing 4 stone. Only short 4 stones. Oh no. He's not gonna be able to go for the... Okay, there we go. So building a castle himself. Where though? Where is he building the castle? He doesn't have the stone anymore. So we know he's building it somewhere. But where? Or is he repairing this one? No, this one is not on the fire. Where is he building the castle? Oh, right here. The castle is going to go up for sure. That's a lot of villagers going down. That's 13 extra villagers for red already, and Ham is dominating the second game as well after a very solid victory in the first one. Really starting to look like it might be a kind of a short series. And by saying that, I'm kind of hoping that I jinx it. And I'm kind of hoping to get some caster curse influence over here to make the series go for all 9 games. That's going to be 2 trebuchets right now for Aramis, and Mike is still without resources, not even close to going up to Imperial Age. Decent population maybe, that's 50 extra population for Aramis. But yeah, there's nothing to be done at this point. 3k score lead for red. Blue's going to call it GG. And that's going to bring the score to a partial result of 2-0 in favor of Aramis. So the Argentinian player on fire. Gonna take the second game as well. So military stats 3-2 KV almost. Food, wood, stone and gold collection higher for red. Faster castle time, faster imperial time, more map explored, more researches. That's what superior eco affords you. And there we go. 20 extra villagers as well. Just very, very solid game here from Red. Interesting, interesting. Alright, welcome everyone to the third game in the best of 5 series, in the best of 9 series, sorry, for the Aspiring Experts Silver League Final. We're gonna see I Am Mikey versus Aramis, Arch. So Argentinian player versus Taiwanese player. This map is continental. And what are the civs? So yeah, Aramis is going to be playing in the southwest with Malay. Mikey is going to be playing in the east with Hans. So quite interesting over here. I thought Hans got banned because they did not go for them in Double Arabia, but unfortunately it seems like Mikey chose to go for Berbers. He was probably expecting Aramis to go for Hans, and he tried to counter that with Berbers. But, well, yeah, he's gonna get Hans available to him. He's going to make use of this in Continental. What playlist is this? It's called Age of Empires Soundtracks. Alright, let's take a look at the civilization. Let's talk a little bit about them. So Malay get 30% cheaper elephants. It's usually the only civ that pro players choose to go for elephants with. They are also the only civ that gets elephants and that also gets heresy, so that's also quite significant. Other than that, uptime is 80% faster for them, so you can afford to go up with a couple extra villagers and still make it at the same time, make it up at the same time or even faster. And the other bonus as well is that they get 33% cheaper fishing traps or fish traps that last forever. So a one-time inversion of cheap fish traps and you get unlimited food. I have not seen that getting used quite heavily though. I would really like to see that, but I have not seen really a Malay player able to pull that off. They are a naval civ as well, so they are going to be doing quite well here in this kind of hybrid maps. Talking about the unique civs or the unique text for the civs as well. Thalassocracy is the castle unique tech for Malay that transforms the docks into harbors, and harbors shoot arrows. So that's going to be significant as well here. And we have seen players in the past using harbors to kind of zone the enemy away from water, which is quite good for water control, of course. And this kind of map with so much water between the land masses, you can potentially go for a couple of harbors as well and deny a little bit of even land mass from your opponent. Ship situation though, kind of funny over there. Arm is taking a crap ton of ship. Already found 8. I think Mikey did not find his yet. Either that or he got lame. No. Okay, so he has 2 over there. He probably has the other 2 somewhere else. Okay, maybe only the other 2. Interesting. Oh, there we go. So yeah, he got lamed. Mikey is gonna be playing with 2 less sheep, which is unfortunate. Since he's already on his back foot. He really needs a good game now. So, talking about Hans, we're gonna talk a little bit about their bonuses, their techs. Hans get 10 and 20% cheaper cavalry archers in Castle and Imperial Age respectively, so that's a very common unit choice for Han players. They also don't need to build houses, which is why the base over here for blue looks so clean, but they start with 100 less wood. And the other thing is that the trebuchets have 50% accuracy as opposed to only 15 for the rest of the civs. Quite a curious bonus if you ask me about Hans. I'm not really sure how heavily Hans made use of trebuchets. But yeah, well, I don't know, man. Just AoE stuff, right? First dog coming up for red. We don't have a dog coming up for blue yet. Interesting. Wait a moment. Oh, there we go. There we go. So 2 fishing ships now for both players. That's going to be 3 in just a moment. There we go. 3 for both. Same amount of villagers as well. And let me see. Let's take a look at the map a little bit. So Aramis, very nice back gold over there. He's gonna have to take control of the water in this area, otherwise he might get pushed away from the gold by potential war galleys or galleon. He does have a secondary and third gold, kind of on the back as well, so on his landmass over here. 5 golds actually. For Mikey, on the other hand, he has a main gold on the back, main and secondary stone on the back, secondary gold on the back. But it seems like he doesn't. Yeah, the map generation here. Oh man, if they had fully explored the maps, you can bet that Mikey would be kind of raging right now. Not only is he getting less sheep by getting lamed, he's not scouting this properly. And he doesn't have such a nice map generation. As a matter of fact, his map has a very, very narrow landmass over here. So it's a lot more susceptible to water aggression than, say, Aramis' landmass, which is a lot thicker. A lot wider terrain over here. It's going to be a lot harder for war galleys or galleon to reach the middle of this area. It's not going to be so hard for them to reach the middle of this area. Yeah, Aramis is getting favored so much here. So much extra gold. Scouting better and getting more resources. This is not really looking good for Mikey, who rushed fuel age, by the way. He's gonna have to go for a lot of aggression. Let's see. Okay, transport ship coming up. But he is falling behind the villager lead, or in villager count. He's falling behind the fishing ship count. He really needs to do damage, and I'm not sure if you can do a lot versus a player that's going fast cast on this map. 2 archery ranges coming up, 22 villagers. Does he have enough food income to support villager production? It seems to be the case. So 3 fishing ships and 3 foragers, 4 foragers. That's going to be good. It's going to allow him as well to save resources to go out to Castle Age. But the situation right now for Aramis, who went up with 27 villagers and super fast because of the 80% faster uptime for Malay, is going to be able to go up to Castle Age kind of soon. He's going to go for an archery range over here. He should potentially go for a blacksmith if he wants to go for 2 fuel age buildings. So usually if you are playing arena or fortress kind of maps, you can try and go for... usually players going for fast cast do blacksmith and market, mostly because of the utility. If they don't have any risks of getting pushed. But yeah, right now Aramis has spotted this, so I would say it's probably better for him to go for an archer range and a blacksmith so that he can get fletching. Otherwise he's going to get outranged by the archers. Anyway, good walling up there. Stone walls are coming up, and very unfortunate. Mike is not gonna catch a break, man. He just won't. Oh, it's open over there. I believe it's open. It's open. Okay, he found an opening. He needs to hold on to it, not let Aramis close it. He's doing the right thing. So 2 archery ranges. He can go. Aramis can potentially go for skirmishers. That is good, of course. That is a hard counter to archers. But Mikey has 2. He can outproduce. He can potentially go for skirmishers himself. What is he gonna do? He's gonna transport a couple of units. He can already go over there. Oh, he's afraid of the skirmishers. That's 3 skirmishers already. It's a lot of units to try and fight with. Yeah, with only archers. This is not good though. He's gonna run into fire galleys. Let's see over there. Very good pathing. That's smart thinking going around. That is good. That is good. He needs to keep the transport ship over here. He needs to start sending the units over there. He's going to need a couple of skirmishers himself. He's not going for any just yet. So he's gonna have to do a lot of damage with only 4 archers. Does he have fletching already? Yeah, he does. Aramis is gonna go for fletching right now, so the blacksmith has gone up, which allowed him to click up the castle age as well. And the game's not looking good for blue. Unfortunately, 2 villagers behind already because of the faster uptime for red. Only 4 archers with fletching against 3 skirmishers and 2 archers with fletching as well, or fletching coming up. That is not good for blue. That is not good for blue. He's going to lose the villager, the 4 villager that he managed to sneak in. He's going to lose the archers as well. Not going to be able to do any damage. And now red is going to be in castle age. He's going to be able to go for better units, of course. Malay getting fully upgraded arbalist. I'm gonna do a lot better versus field age Hans. Let's see. Demolition raft coming up now for red. That's going to be good to try and keep water control or try and regain water control. He's going to need a fire ship for sure. You can potentially go for war galley and then start giving fire ships instead of fire galleys. Demolition raft not gonna be enough to take the transport ship down, so I would say probably a little bit of a wasted unit over there. Anyway, Army is sitting pretty here with the same amount of villagers that Mikey, but 1 age ahead. That means that the moment Mikey clicks up, he's gonna start falling behind the villager count by up to 8 villagers less. That is just insane. Poly Archer armor coming up now for red. That's going to be extra protection for his range units, so it's going to be +1/+1 defense. Couple of crossbows forward as well, and remember Malay, fully upgraded arbalist. Hans, not really good archers. They get decent cavalry archers, but the strength behind their cavalry archers is the fact that they are cheaper, not that they are so good, because they actually don't have ring archer armor. They only get up to +2/+2. Anyway, the defensive tower is going to be enough to push the archers away. Now Mikey going up to castle age himself, gonna be able to catch up in tech. But he's already behind. He's already 4 villagers behind. Going up to castle age means that he's gonna fall behind an additional 8 villagers. That's going to be 10 villagers more by the time he hits castle age. That is not good. Unless Aramis keeps the TC idle, there's going to be such a huge eco lead already for red, who is by the way going for the second TC, so he might even get more than 10 villagers. More. Archers coming down now. Not paying attention over here. Mike is gonna realize this way too late. And the crossbows are going to pick up the archers for sure. That's going to be a lot for only 1. That's like 6 for 1. KD at this point looking very, very solid for red. Going for extra ducks. Good choice. Potted archer armor coming up for Mikey for the +1/+1. I don't know, man. The game is not looking good. Not looking good for blue. And the series is not looking like it's going to be super long, to be honest. I really want to see all 9 games. But Aramis playing very, very well for this level. Mikey is gonna try to do some damage over here. Not really gonna be able to pick a villager. I think he's going to lose the crossbows, or he's going to lose the archers, skirmishers. So Castle H has me researched for blue. He's gonna go for Bodkin Arrow Boss, so Town Watch, but no crossbows. And now Aramis has crossbows inside blue's base. And what is gonna do? Blue is gonna have to idle the wool line. He needs to palisade wall. Palisade walls are not gonna be good for here. He needs to move the villagers away then. Okay, gate. Defensive tower coming up, but Aramis with the military advantage, eco advantage, 10 extra villagers at this point. That's close to 30, or that's close to 33 larger eco for red. This is not looking good for blue. Once again, I cannot really overstate that. We have one stable now up for Mikey. Can potentially try and go for knights. He's gonna try to mass a couple of cavalry archers over here. Cavalry archers are going to be alright versus crossbows. He needs the numbers though. They're going to be especially good for raiding. High mobility is going to be invaluable or priceless. Alright, there we go. So archers are going to sit down here, which means that they are going to be able to start picking more and more villagers. That goal is going to get denied, and once again, Mikey, without the best map generation, he can potentially start taking gold from here. And I'm not sure if this is open or not. I don't think, no, it's not open. It's not open. He needs to target this one. It's just an optical illusion. Well, no access to gold anymore for blue. He can potentially go over here. He has the resources. Not anymore. What is he queuing? He's getting more cavalry archers. Alright, so we have 5 cavalry archers at this point, 6, 7 now. The 6th and 7th one coming up. Military units, 14, 16 in favor of armies, 14 to 14. Let's take a look at this. Ah, there we go. Good Magnet shot's going to push the crossbows away, which means that he's going to be able to keep going for gold. As we approach mid-castlage, we can probably talk a little bit about potential army compositions. Once again, Molay getting good elephants, cheap elephants, good and cheap elephants. Well, actually, they're not so good. They only get scale mail armor, or scale barding armor, sorry. So that is only +1/+1. They don't get bloodlines. Bloodlines, arguably though, not gonna be that significant for elephants, because 20 more HP is not that much higher than what they already have. It's a lot more valuable for things like scouts or cavalry archers, that kind of stuff. For elephants, not really. Not getting chain barding armor though is going to be an issue. Let's see over here. Alright, he's going to get pushed away. Forward castle now coming for Aramis. Mikey right now is heavily in need of doing damage right away. There are exposed villagers over here. I don't think he knows that. I don't think he has line of sight. No, he doesn't. But he knows about the outpost over here, and the outpost is good enough to spot the cavalry archers over there, so I want to see what is he going to do about that. He cannot really leave the villagers here unprotected, so I'm not really sure if he's going to do something here to protect these units or what. But fortunately for Mikey, he was able to pick the crossbows over there. Adding Mortices now, he's way behind in eco. Way too late as well to try and catch up at this point. He has extra military units, he really needs to do something. Okay, crossbow coming up, or actually siege workshop coming up now for Aramis. And Mikey really needs to do damage over here. He is fighting a guy who went up to Castle Age faster, who had more units out, who is going for 4 TCs. And the forward castle, he really needs to do damage. Crossbows now on the hill. And this is not good. These cavalry archers are not very tanky, they don't have leather archer armor, they are not even targeting the units! They are attacking the house! Mike is gonna realize this way too late, he's going to be so triggered. Alright, he realized now. He is gonna start targeting the gate, he can potentially break that. But that is such a poor engagement, and the KD is looking solid now for Aramis, despite the fact that he has a lower KD. Actually not looking that solid at all, don't pay me any attention. The engagement is looking quite solid, KD is still in favor of Mikey, there we go. That makes a little bit more sense. Mike is gonna try to sell resources, he's gonna try to go up, he doesn't have the resources. Taking a look at the villager distribution, we can see, and the current resources as well, we can see the eco is, the resource count is looking fairly similar for both players, a little bit more gold for Mikey, a little bit more stone, and a little bit more food. But yeah, keep in mind that a lot of the resources that Aramis does not have at this point are going strictly towards his eco, as he is trying to boom with 40s, he is keeping them all running. Not this one. We have seen some Karambit warriors from red as well over here. That is another potential choice, unit choice for him. Karambit warriors, for anyone who does not know or is not familiar with the new civs, they take only half a population space, so if you deleted all your other units and you have enough houses to go for 200 population, you could potentially go for 400 Karambit warriors. And even though they are kind of weak individually, as a large group they are quite strong. The same way 4 champions versus 2 champions are not gonna end up as 2 champions alone. It's probably gonna be 3 champions and all the others dead. Anyway, situation now looking awful for Mikey, getting even killed by the harbor. So this is Thalassocracy in action. Harbor is already in place, shooting arrows. Mikey going out to Imperial Age though, interesting. But a lot of Karambit over here. Karambit, crossbows, mangonel as well. Oh, the Karambit are going to take this. The mangonels are going to go down, but at least it's going to be one of the mangonels from Aramis going down. So it's going to be a lot of Karambit, a couple of crossbows. Knights alone would probably clean this up for sure. But just look at the minimap and take a look at how much red has going for him. How much blue has going for him. Aramis has been playing an impeccable game. So yeah, to join the giveaway to exclamation mark raffle, you're gonna be in for 3 months of gold Boobly. Alright, there we go, a lot more Karambit warriors coming in. No ballistics though for Mikey, the castle arrows are not going to be that accurate, which means that the Karambit are going to end up inside Mikey's base. He's not going to be able to pick up any villagers though, as the Karambit are incredibly weak. They need to move as a large group, which they are not doing right now. So Chain Barding Armor coming up for Mikey, trying to go for Knights. Chain Barding Armor is going to be +2 melee, +2 Pierce Armor. Trying to debate the Karambit away, that's a good move. Still losing a couple of villagers here in the gold mine to the crossbows of Aramis though. Still no Cavalier upgrade to be seen, he's gonna prioritize the trebuchet to try and take the castle down. 2 castles though for red, where's the other one? The other one is here defensively, okay. Now that Aramis is in Imperial Age as well, he's gonna be able to go for his own trebuchets. He's trying to repair the castle. He has enough stone at this point to keep repairing it for a good while, but he doesn't have the wood to go for a trebuchet. He has now. Let's see if he queues. Okay, there we go. Trebuchet now coming out for Aramis. The forward aggression has been cleaned up by Mikey. But guys, once again, just take a look at the gold situation for both players. So Aramis getting a gold generating over there, another gold over here, he has another gold over here, he has another one over here, another one over there. That's, I believe, 6 golds in total. 6 to 5 golds, only 2 for Mikey. This is very, very unfortunate. Two trebuchets, 3 trebuchets versus only 1. This castle should be going down, and that's a lot of stone that these villagers are spending trying to repair the castle and keep it up. That's also a lot of villagers not working. The situation for Mikey over here. Still does not have enough resources to go up to go for Cavalier. He should be able to use the market though. He has one. He doesn't need though. He doesn't need to go for market moves. He can potentially just start researching Cavalier right now. The castle has gone down. That's still 31 extra villagers for red though. So Aramis is still in quite a solid position. And the Caramid warrior here is swinging the swords in the air. This is gonna start getting the blacksmith. It's going to intimidate the blacksmith with his moves. It's going to intimidate the blacksmith into destruction. Anyway, the castle has gone down now for blue as well. However, we do have a lot of arbalists here and pikemen. Chemistry coming up for Aramis. That is going to be significant. Potentially this trebuchet should be going down. Keep in mind that Huns get 50% accuracy on their trebuchets as opposed to only 15 from the other civilizations. So in a trade war, Huns are going to win for sure. And this should be it. There we go. Another trebuchet going down. Now we're gonna talk, since we are in Imperial Age, we're gonna talk about Imperial Age upgrades for melee and Huns. Actually, melee is probably going to be a little bit more important. Yeah, this is an awful engagement for Aramis. So you might be noticing the melee player going for a lot of barracks. He had a third one over here that got taken down. He can potentially go for a couple more. The reason why melee do that is because they get an Imperial Age upgrade that allows you to train 200 swordsmen for no gold. So you have a gold unit for no gold. That is super strong for melee. 200 swordsmen can be so good. Against Huns, not the best, but paired with pikemen, it's going to be good for sure. He can potentially go for Halberdier as well. Not really sure why he's not going. He probably doesn't have the resources. He does. Villagers coming down for Mikey, and villager situation, man. 25 villagers behind for blue. It's not so bad as it was once before. Because you have to keep in mind that in Imperial Age, this amount of extra villagers is not going to be as impactful as in Castle Age or Feudal Age, but it's still quite the advantage. That is still a couple hundred resources each 30 seconds. But Aramis is going to be getting, and Mikey not. Aramis is going for the Harbor Rush here. Pagar is going to start picking villagers for sure, even picking the Cavalier with the harbors. And this is as close to water towers as you're going to get. Fortunately, Cavalier are not going to take that much damage. We have a forward castle coming up for Aramis, and that's 34 extra villagers for red. Karambit Raven over here, they are gonna be taking the skirmishers down for sure. And Mikey just can't catch a break. He does not have the resource to go for another castle. He can potentially buy 100 more stone, but he's not going to be able to build a castle here, let's say, because of the pikemen and the arbalist. So if he wants to go for a castle, it would be potentially a castle over here. If he deletes both farms, he can potentially place a castle over there. But yeah, the game's looking quite in favor of red. And at this point I'm really just expecting blue to call the GG. And I'm quite sure it's going to be a partial score of 3-0 in favor of the Argentinian player. Anyway, Mikey is gonna give it a last shot. He's gonna try to get the castle up here, but the arbalists are in place. That's going to be villagers going down. 1, 2, 3, 4 villagers going down. The skirmishers not gonna be able to stop that mass of arbalists. And that's almost a down castle, man. And Orlu, man, thank you for the host. Welcome everyone. We are watching the best of 9 for the Aspiring Experts Silver League final as Mikey calls the GG and Aramis gets the 3rd victory in the series for a partial score of 3-0. Once again, Argentinian player on fire. And yeah, alright, so for the guys who are just arriving here from Orlu's stream, it was quite a solid game played here by Aramis, sorry. Getting a Rambai in Continental, getting kind of lucky with the map generation as well, getting 1, 2, 3, he had a 3rd gold over there, 4, 5 golds on his part of the map. Unfortunately for blue, getting only 2. Running out of 1. And overall very well played by Aramis still. Because he did not make full use of all his golds, I would say probably if he got only 2 the same way that Aramis did, he probably would still have won the game. But let's go to the second game now. Or actually to the 4th game, sorry. So let's see. Alright. Welcome everyone to the 4th game in the best of 9 series between Aramis and I am Mikey for the Silver League finals of the Aspiring Experts tournament. So this is going to be Bedouins. Oh my god! Oh my god, this is going to be Bedouins. Alright, so for Aspiring Experts, the civ pick rules are as follows. You can pick the civ that you want, so it's hidden pick, but you also get 2 potential bans before starting the series. I am not sure why Mikey did not ban Chinese, but Chinese and Bedouins are quite strong. So in this map you have a nomad kind of start. And Chinese are perfect because they get 3 extra villagers from the get-go. So yeah, this is coming up at the same time, despite Aramis starting building it super late. Also both players get 1 re each, or actually 2 re's each. We have not seen any player call a re just yet. So this is very interesting. In Bedouins, you can see people going for Chinese, of course, getting twice as many villagers in the start is quite powerful. Mayans as well is quite good, getting a 4th villager, but usually we have seen in this map people going Indians. The reason for that is that shorefish is quite an important source of food in this map, and Indians get 15% faster working fishermen that can also carry plus 15 fish or fish meat. So it's kind of surprising. What's most surprising for this, or in my opinion, is that Mikey did not ban Chinese. Usually all the players ban Chinese from the start, exactly because of Bedouins. Anyway, villager count now even for both players. I still believe Aramis should be getting a little bit more food. So we're gonna take a look at the total amount of resources collected right now. We can see, yeah, getting a little bit more food. But Mikey managing to catch up just fine, actually quite well. So he's not going to be falling behind as much as I thought. I'm not really sure if that's because of Aramis not taking full advantage of the extra villas or what, but yeah. He does have a lot of sheep that he can potentially use to scout, and if we take a look at the scouting information, we can see that he's already using 4 or 5 sheep to scout. He already has 4 sheep back home, so he's not gonna be starving for food anytime soon. Mikey, on the other hand, on the dark, sending the sheep away, and those are getting converted over here by Aramis. So he can potentially guess, or actually no, wait a moment. Yeah, maybe that's just 2 villagers that went this direction to build a... Yeah, to build a TC. Anyway, Blue now really needs to clutch it, otherwise he's going to get knocked out. 3-0 already, quite solid lead by Aramis. So let's talk a little bit about the bonuses for Chinese and Mayans. As we saw already, Chinese start with 3 extra villages, but they start with 0 food in exchange, so minus 200 food. And I believe minus 50 wood if I'm not mistaken as well. Other than that, the TC can garrison 10 villagers, or can support 10 villagers, not only 5. They also get plus line of sight. They get tankier demolition ships, which is probably not going to be that relevant here. Potentially in the next map. I don't know, we're going to see. I'm not really sure if we're going to see the map that I want to see. Oh, getting 1 sheep over here, that's nice. He's going to use that one to scout. So yeah, people don't really prioritize sheep here for food consumption, rather they use them to scout because the shore fish is so abundant. So yeah, that's it for Chinese. Oh, also technologies are 10, 15 and 20% cheaper per age starting in field age, so that is also quite solid. For Mayans on the other hand, they start with the 4th villager, but minus 50 wood, 50 food, sorry. The resources last around 15% longer, but the farmers work around 3% slower or 5% slower, depends on who you ask. And yeah, finally 10, 20 and 30% cheaper archers in feudal, castle and imperial age respectively. Aramis is going to be the first guy to go up to feudal age though, with a population of 20, actually 19 villagers, 20 villagers for I am Mikey right now. Both players with loom. And Aramis is doing quite alright. So Mike is gonna go for the full walls this time around. I was gonna try and play this as safe as possible. This is going to be open though. Over here and over here. I wonder if he's gonna close that. Otherwise, the walls are not gonna be that useful, to be honest. Let me see what his vision looks like. He knows about it. I'm quite surprised. Mike is gonna go up to field age now himself, 23 villagers. Seems like he's gonna try and go straight into archers. There we go, so he finally noticed this. He's going to go now for... Yeah, there we go, he's going to go and fully wall that area. Perfect. Red already in field age. What is he gonna do? He seems to be going forward. And a tower is going to come up. 3 extra villagers for Mikey right now. This is still open. Oh no! This is still open! Man, what are you doing? He did not notice that. He sent the villager to wall this area, but this is open. Oh! If Aramis knew that, he would not need to go for the towers over there. Let's see, he's gonna send the sheep. He should try to send the ship inside and the ship would find its way over here. Anyway, watchtowers. There we go. Watchtowers are gonna push villagers away from this. So this is quite a common strategy in Bedouins, going for fuel H towers. You start to push your opponent away from shorefish. This is open, man. Okay. So Mikey finally realized this, I think. Did he? He didn't! Mike is gonna go for a tower! But Aramis knows that this is open. He's committed over here though. He's gonna go now for the palisade wall. And I'm not really sure about this. Mike is not using the villagers to build a tower. That tower is gonna take ages to go up. There we go. Getting housed right now though. There's going to be more villagers for Aramis by the second. And that is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. Okay, if this is going to be walled finally, blacksmith coming up. That is such a wasted chance. That is such a wasted chance. 2 archery ranges coming up now for Aramis. Now keep in mind that both civilizations are archer civilizations, although Chinese get cheaper techs. They get a stronger eco at the beginning. At this point, Aramis already has 3 extra villagers. No fletching yet, but it's going to be cheaper fletching. 10% cheaper fletching. He gets the blacksmith up now. And he's gonna be able to afford it for sure. Just a moment. Mikey though! Going for castlage! 5 less villagers. That tower is going to come up. Oh no, the walls over there failed. Now 3 archers with fletching are inside Mikey's eco. That was kind of sloppy to be honest. Well, Castle H is inbound now for blue, so I'm not sure. He was trying to get enough stone to go for a castle. After all, Mayans get a very good power supply with plumed archers in Castle H. But he's not gonna be able to keep on taking stone over here. Where is he taking stone from? Where is he taking stone? Okay, he's taking stone here on the back. Outpost coming up now for Aramis. He's going to lose a couple of archers here. However, he is going to be able to probably snipe this one. Anyway, Mikey with 548 stones, still not going to have enough to go for the castle. And where is he going to place it? So he can potentially place it over here in this area to defend the stone. But he doesn't need to because he has a stone back at home over here. So Aramis, on the other hand, knows about the stone location, so he should be expecting the castle to come up. And he was sending a couple of archers over there. Fortunately for him, the archers are going to stop to try and harass the villagers from the gold. Ah, that's going to be 1 villager down. Very, very unfortunate for Mikey. He's going to get enough stone though to go for a castle, but that's already 9 villagers behind. 10 villagers behind, pulling all the villagers away from the gold. Finally going for the castle, but he's not gonna have resources. Oh, he had to cancel the castle. Now he needs to wait a little bit more to get the extra stone that he wasted. So many villagers going down. This is so bad. This is so bad. The archer should be going down, but look at that. Look at the amount of villagers that the archer was pulling away. Now those villagers are going to go and try to build a tower or the castle for sure. That castle should be coming up. But that's so many villagers going down. Eco for blue is so fragile. 22 villagers. He really, really, really needs to get the plumed archers out and start doing damage ASAP. The moment Armis clicks up to Castle Age, which should be fairly soon, it's going to be the chance for Mikey to get back. He needs to queue the Plume Archers right now. Tower coming up. Now keep in mind that Plume Archers are very, very good. They are tanky, they are fast, they are better than crossbows. They only don't have as much range. But he doesn't have the upgrades yet. He's going to go for fletching right now. That's going to be 6 damage. 6 damage versus 1 pierce armor for the archers means that they are going to be taking 5 damage per shot, which means that with 6 Plume Archers in good micro, he should be able to pick this up. Aramis is going to click up now to Castle Age, which means that Mikey really needs to start doing damage. He has lost so many villagers. And Aramis is doing a fantastic job here, keeping him away from this gold, forcing him to go for the north gold. Is going to push him away now. We're going to push him away from the woodline. And that is overall fantastic gameplay here from Aramis. 10 extra villagers, 11 extra villagers. Mike is sending all his eco towards the back wood, but he doesn't have enough wood right now to keep producing Plume Archers. As a matter of fact, he does not have enough food to produce villagers. That is so bad. Let's see, some good micro here could be the difference between living and dying right now. Aramis is doing a fantastic job here, being aggressive. Placing towers all over the place. And this man has been playing fantastic games. An archer coming down. Yeah. Defensive tower is going to go up for sure, but at what cost? That's a lot of villagers going down. A lot of those are quite weak now. Aramis advancing to Castle Age, finally gonna go for crossbows. Crossbows are going to be a lot more competitive to Plume Archers than regular archers. Keep in mind that he can produce crossbows from multiple archery ranges, while the Chinese player can only he can only produce Plume Archers from a single building, the castle. And even then, he doesn't have the resources to do that. He has a couple of idle villagers as well. This is not looking very good. He's gonna try and go around, which is exactly what he needs to do. And probably deny the TC over there. Let's see. Alright. Those villagers need to be going down, but he's not paying enough attention now. He is going to get aggroed by a couple of crossbows. Bodkin arrow in place for both players? No, actually the Plume Archers don't have Bodkin. The eco is so fragile for Mikey that he cannot really afford to go for that upgrade. That is so bad. That should have been 4 or 5 villagers going down in favor of Mikey. He's potentially going to lose the Plume Archers, man. That is so disappointing. I really wanted to see the Plume Archers bringing the game back for him. But Aramis has been playing just so good. On point. 2 Plume Archers remaining. Not ideal. The defensive tower is going to go down now to the Mangonel. The Plume Archers are getting pushed away by villagers, which is, you know, is not a good sign. More villagers going down, 25 villagers at this point for Mikey. As Mangonel keeps attacking, he might start losing more and more vills. That Plume Archer is... I don't know. The situation now is looking super rough for Mikey. Going for 2 TCs. Siege Workshop coming up now. Couple of Lunarges over here. Fortunately for him, Aramis did not notice this immediately, so he is going to get a couple of picks over there. But that's already 1, 2, third TC coming up for Aramis, Siege Workshop coming up as well. So 1 extra TC, another Siege Workshop, and the Mayan players struggling so much this match, and Mikey overall has been struggling so much versus Aramis. Very solid play. University coming up now for Aramis as well. That's going to be good for ballistics. Mikey, on the other hand, trying to mass some Plum Archers, still struggling with that. He's probably gonna lose a couple now to the tower. That is so bad. That is so bad. Another Plum Archer is going to go down to the tower potentially. Fortunately for him, not. I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to take the gold though. Aramis is going to ungarrison 1 villager, 2 crossbows over here and try to deny the gold. Tyrannic play over here by Red. He has been just systematically pushing him away from resources. He cannot allow him to get this gold. He's not gonna allow him to get this gold. He pushed him away from this stone. Mike is gonna call the GG. That has been a vicious game by Aramis, not letting Mikey do absolutely anything. Pushing him away from everywhere. Going for towers, perfectly positioned towers. Great strategy and fantastic execution. That was not even contested. Score so far 4-0. And I'm really hoping, really hoping, I'm crossing my fingers to see at least a 6th game. I don't want this to be a full sweep. 5-0 would be potentially disappointing. At least I want to see a very good 5th game. Let's see. I think that's what all the viewers as well want. So yeah, welcome everyone to the 5th game in the best of 9 series between Aramis and Mikey. We're gonna change the colors to keep them consistent. Mikey has been blue. Okay, there we go. So yeah, 5th game between Aramis and I am Mikey for the Aspiring Experts Silver League Final. Let's see. 5-0 is an early raffle. That is true. We don't have a lot of participants right now. So yeah, for anyone who has not joined the raffle, make sure to do !raffle. Now I'm actually gonna update the title, so give me a moment. Then we're gonna talk about the saves and the maps and all that stuff. Okay, there we go. Let's see. So I am Mikey is going to be playing to the southeast. Aramis is going to be playing to the northwest. And this is going to be Malay for blue versus Italians for red. So this is going to be a mirror of what we saw in Crisscross. This time Mikey getting Malay. Or actually, no, not Crisscross. Crisscross was Japanese versus Italians. Okay, so Malay for Mikey. Talking about the civ, we can see that they get 30% cheaper battle elephants. They get 80% faster up times. And also they get 33% cheaper fish traps that provide unlimited food. For Italians, on the other hand, they get 15% cheaper fishing ships. Going up to Imperial Age is 15% cheaper for them. Actually, no, going up ages is 15% cheaper for them. No matter which age. Imperial Age, cheaper Imperial Age is only for Byzantines. And 50% cheaper dock tax as well, so that's going to be a very good bonus, eco bonus for them to go early into water aggression. Malay, on the other hand, they get a very good castle unique tech, which is thalassocracy, and converts the docks to harbors which can shoot arrows. We have seen Aramis making good use of those in Continental. Alright, let's see. So map for Aramis. Okay, he might lose a villager though. That is quite good. Finally, Mikey is gonna be able to do some damage early on. Only 2 more. 3 more. Ah, almost getting the villager. Anyway. Map generation for Aramis. Back gold here as well. Back stone. Side stone. This one is not so accessible because of the wood, but it's going to be protected and he's going to have the chance to go for walls from here to here. Potentially over here. We have seen players try to wall the sides in this map. Other than that, wood generation, very good. 1, 2, 3 back wood lines, 1 front wood line. For Mikey, on the other hand, he does have a back gold as well. Another back gold here. Potentially a little bit better than Aramis gold. Back stone and side stone over there. So that's going to be 1, 2... 2 back wood lines, potentially a side one, 2 side ones, 3 side ones. He can potentially try and wall this area as well. In this map, we have seen a lot of fast castle strats. We have seen some feudal aggression, but mostly fast castles, so that's what I am expecting here. Dock up already for the Italian player, going for the cheaper fishing ships, quite good. Fishing ships minus 15%, so I was right. Okay. Taking a look at the scouting information, Aramis is going to spot the villager here. How lucky! How lucky is he? He did. Okay, he spotted. Oh no, he's gonna be so lucky. Now the villager is going to go down. No loom for blue. Mikey almost getting the villager pick over here, not succeeding. He's going to lose the villager himself now to Aramis Scout. He's gonna try to quick wall. He doesn't seem to be trying that. No, he's going to lose the villager, but at least he got a little bit of HP off the scout. That is so not worth it. That is so not worth it. He can potentially go back with this. No. His own scout is so low HP because of taking so much damage from the DC trying to get the villager over there. That is so not worth it, man. Mikey going up to feudal age 30 seconds later, 36 seconds later, but gonna hit actually, yeah, about that, about 25, 30 seconds later, but he is going to kick 18 seconds later. He's going to get feudal age a lot faster because of being melee. Sorry, a little bit of a brain fart over there.
Apa sasananya, Baginda?
Walls coming up now for Mikey. A little bit too late. Aramis has already been going for positive walls himself. Offensive dock coming up for Aramis as well, who is going to hit village and potentially going to be able to go for a couple of fire galleys. So Mikey, who is already up, is going to queue the fire galley up himself first. He's going to try to... yeah, okay, there we go. He's going to scout this area now. So because he got his own villager picked up, he knew that there was some sort of aggression coming up for Aramis. From Aramis. So he's going to spot that right away. He's going to go for 2 fire galleys. He can potentially go for a second dock. He's going to have the resources. And let's take a look at this. what is Aramis gonna do? Is he gonna go for... Well, Italians are archery and naval, so he can potentially go for an archery range. Malay are naval, but they are also good with archers. They get fully upgraded arbalists, so it's the same for both players in terms of archers. At least without counting unique techs, of course. The base of Arm is looking quite tidy. Quite tidy and untouched over here. 5 villagers on gold, 7 villagers on wood, 3 villagers on berries. And he also has these units, so that is quite good. He has a demolition raft over here, ready to... Okay, there we go. He's gonna spot the forward dock getting built by Mikey, which already has 1 fire ship garrisoned over there. So let's take a look over here. Oh, that's 2 demolition rafts! That is so good! That is so good! That fire ship should be going down now, but however we have another fire ship here for blue. So this one could get repaired potentially by a villager. He's not going to pull a villager away to try and repair this. That is, yeah, not ideal, but at the very least he's going to be able to clean this up. Which means that Aramis is not going to be able to start sniping fishing ships. Over here though, Mikey taking full control of the North River. By the way, I don't think I mentioned this. The name of this map is 2 Rivers, and you can see why. Although I would say probably 2 long lakes or lagoons rather than rivers, but yeah. Anyway, 2 docks now up for Aramis over there. That's going to be great for defending this and getting control of the water back. Over here still only 1 dock over there. That's going to be 3 fire galleys potentially. In this area, Aramis is trying to go for more demolition rafts and fire galleys. And he's falling behind considerably in villager count. Malay can go up to village with 2 extra villagers and still hit up about the same time. So having 5 less villagers probably means that either Aramis went for wheelbarrow or he has just been idled a little bit. Okay, wheelbarrow, there we go. North River is looking in favor of Mike still. Not good micro over here though, by blue. Oh, there we go. Aramis is trying to bring a villager over to repair the fire galley over there. Not going to succeed though, as this one is going to go down. 2 docks. He's going to be queuing only 1 demolition raft with 1 of those. South Pond seems to be going heavily in favor of Mikey, and this might be the game that Mikey finally wins. And guys, are we gonna see a reverse sweep? As unlikely as I think that is, I would really like to see that. Although, yeah, to be completely honest, it seems like Aramis has been just outclassing Mikey a little bit, so I don't think we're gonna see a reverse sweep. But you never know, so I might be wrong. After all, I'm just a pleb. These guys are clearly a lot better player, a lot better than me. Much better players. So who knows, we might get surprised by Mikey, who is now taking full control of the South River. Losing a couple of fishing ships though, unfortunately. Still with 1 left, as opposed to 0 by Aramis. Demolition raft coming up. That can be game changing over here. Although Mikey not loosening his grip on this North River. That demolition raft is going to take both down for sure. Good shot! But Mikey is still pumping more and more fire gas. Is gonna go forward. Wheelbarrow coming up, that's going to leave him with only 2 villagers of advantage. But let's take a look over here. The Aramis has been going for land units and we missed this. going for 2 archer ranges. Archers with fletching already. Very good play over there. Not quick wall in this area, not quick wall in. That's going to be a couple of villagers going down for sure. 2 extra villagers still. Going for wheelbarrow. That means that he is going to fall behind a little bit. That's 1 extra villager. That tower is going to go up. Get it up. There we go. Tower has gone up. Now villagers are going to start taking archers down. And let's take a look at this. Villager lead has been gained for red now. Yeah. Going for another demolition raft. That's going to take both fire galleys down once again. Oh, he's not using the... No, he's going to lose. He's only going to do very, very little damage. Still gonna manage to take this one down though, and let's see. Mike is really getting his game affected by this forward by Aramis. Was with such a great lead on water, he's not gonna queue any more units over here. He does not have the wood, to be honest. But Aramis is gonna be able to regain control of the North River. South River is still quite heavily in favor of Mikey. But man, he really needs to do something about these archer ranges. Aramis is just gonna keep pumping archers for sure. And I'm not sure if he's gonna give up water prisons. No, he's going to go for fishing ships. But this can be potentially good for Mikey if he queues. Oh, look at the resources, he has already enough to click up. Did he not realize? What is he missing? He's missing the buildings. He does not have the buildings. He does not have... Okay, market coming up. Blacksmith already up. Mike is gonna click up to Castle Age, which means that he's potentially gonna get a huge advantage, as he's gonna be able to go up super fast. Those archers, 2 of those are kind of low HP. They're still gonna be good enough to push the villagers away though, and let's take a look. So he should be able to go up as soon as the market goes up. There we go, market has gone up. Now he can cancel the villager and click up. There we go. Castle Age on the way for blue in what seems to be finally a good game for him. Taking good care of these archers, still losing a couple of villagers though. He is going to get up super fast. So he should be able to catch back up if he keeps going for more stone and he goes for extra TCs. He should be able to get away or to get ahead in villager count. Couple of very low HP villagers though. That's a very good pick over there by Aramis. Red now going up to Castle Age himself. And when the game was looking so good for blue, so promising, getting control of both rivers, Aramis going for the unexpected forward with land units, double archery ranges over here. Is getting back in the game. And by quite a bit. Tower coming up here even in Aramis. Just such good strategy. So good strategy for this player. Those archers have been doing so much damage at this point, and Aramis yeah, doing quite well. Mikey is gonna start going for elephants. Elephants are going to be good. So Italians get a unique unit called the Genoese crossbow. Genoese crossbows, they deal bonus damage to cavalry units. So even though you get cheaper elephants by playing melee. Oh, that's fire shipped as well. So yeah, even though you get cheaper elephants playing melee, you can still get kind of wrecked by a good group of Genoese crossbows. The thing though is that Aramis is not really going for any stone, so he's not going to be able to queue Genoese crossbows. And also, those units, as good as they are versus cavalry, they are not very good versus other archers, so regular archers. Mikey, on the other hand, is going to go for knights though. Let's see. That's a lot of water units for blue. 5 full HP fire galleys. And Aramis is gonna go for Balkan arrow, crossbow, basso, but no war galley. No war galley means that no demolition ships, no fire ships, and no war galleys. So this is going to be fantastic for red. These docks potentially can get converted to harbors eventually. But this is what I want to see. I want to see what the 4 knights are gonna do. They're not gonna do anything by the looks of it. Additional TC is coming up now for Aramis, so he's going to try and get a lead in eco. Aramis, or actually Mike is not going to try to do that. Instead, he's going to go for his own siege workshop over here. And he's really struggling, man. Really struggling. Balkan arrow already in place. Gonna have enough range to target the gold miners. That is going to be an issue. I think Mikey is gonna have to move his gold miners to the other side. He does have the resources, fortunately for him. He can potentially go for a TC over here as well. I think there is enough space. Yeah, there is enough space. And because of the walkable area of the TC, he could potentially just place it right next to the gold. And get some good defense as well with that. But right now he does not have the resources anymore. He's going for a couple of siege workshops. Second TC coming up. Already way too behind. 14 extra villagers for red. Already second TC up. Fully walled over here. Oh, it's open. He did not notice this. These knights though, only scale bard in armor. They can still do so much damage. I'm not a big fan of doing that. I'm not a big fan of stopping the knights over there. I would probably try and go to the wood. Yeah, he's going to push the villagers away from gold, but now he's potentially going to lose knights to the TC. Okay, there we go. So fast walling is going to be in place for Aramis just in time. That is just great mechanics by red. And this player, man, has displaying such a huge strategy, a strategical and mechanical lead over Mikey at this point. Just quite systematically breaking Mikey's defenses down. I want to see if Aramis is going to go for pikemen. He's going to go for a monastery instead. That's good. Italians get great monks. The only thing that they don't get is heresy. They get redemption, block printing, atonement, everything. Heresy, theocracy. Actually, no, heresy is the only thing that they don't get. Atonement, they do get. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. I think if Mikey took his knights over this area, he could have done so much more damage. He was probably just way too tempted to try and push the villagers away from gold. Right now, his base is a mess. He has a score lead though. He does have the fishing ship lead as well. That is good. It's taking full water control here on the north and south ponds or rivers. But we have crossbows, monks, and siege for Aramis. What is Mikey gonna do? He was trying to go for cavalry. He does not have the resources to support cavalry production. He's gonna try to go for the third TC. That's a very good shot. Yeah, that is fantastic. That is just so good. That is just so good. Aramis is not noticing this. Was trying to convert the knights over there back at home. He was able to convert one. The other one went down to TC fire. Couple of wood choppers here, lumberjacks, are going to get idled. That's already 3 TCs up for Aramis as well, and Mikey cannot catch a break. Really going for eco way too late. It's been the same old games. Very unfortunate. Now he's going to get pushed away by crossbows. He's going to start losing villagers as well. Let's see. Two Magnets aggroing the TC. TC should be going down unless he pays no attention. That's going to be 1-for-1. Monk's not going to go down. Another conversion happening over here, converting a fire ship. Not really sure if that's much worth it, but yeah. There's some good water presence for Mikey over here. That castle, I'm not sure if it's going to go up. He's in 6 villagers. I think that's probably going to be enough to get it up. Especially with only 1 knight here defending versus 2 knights. Ah, Aramis is not noticing this. He's gonna notice way too late, so he has lost a couple of villagers, and that's still 18 extra villagers for red though, but that's been the same for quite a bit already. And remember that the longer the game goes on, the same villager lead is no longer that significant. Anyway, Mikey with enough stone to go almost for another castle is going to get distracted a little bit. And yeah, I'm not gonna be able to keep up with all of that. If he goes for a couple of war galleys here, he might be able to clean that up. However, he's really focusing over here, trying to get the castle up. That tower, panic tower from Aramis, did end up going up. So that's only 4 archers. Actually 3 villagers. 2 villagers. And the castle, oh, castle is going to get denied. That's 6 villagers being lost to a tower. Now the mangonels, there are no villagers close to repair the mangonels. So that is quite unfortunate. Okay, there we go. We have 1 villager. We're gonna need a couple more though if he wants to finish that. He is going to send 6 additional villagers over there. But look at the villager count, that's already 17, 27 actually. 28 less villagers. And Aramis just taking full map control. Over here, half of Mikey's base is already dominated by Aramis. This gold has been denied. The barracks is going to go down. Aramis is going for fortune right now. The stone gates are going to be good. That mangonel might go down though. Let's see. Oh, Aramis is gonna go for his own castle. That castle is for sure gonna deny this. And these stone walls? Okay, he can still build in the corner. That villager is going to go down for sure. Ah, but that is so unfortunate. 84% is going to be the final percentage of that castle as it does not go up, and the castle from Aramis instead goes up. So Mike is just gonna delete that one. He's gonna start building another one in range of the castle from red. He's gonna start losing more villagers once again. He needs to move the villas away to this area now. He needs to convert this knight. He's not paying attention over here. Okay, there we go. There's something I want to see, so I'm not really sure if Aramis already researched heresy. No. Damn it, once again, Italians don't get heresy. But yeah, he has just been deleting the units, which means that he's going to get 2 conversions over here, blue. In a good spot to finish this castle. But this is the difference. Aramis is going to pull the villagers away, and Mikey is going to commit. That's how he lost the original 6 villagers over here. That's how Aramis has been able to save his villagers over here. But that's still 20 4 extra villagers for red, who is going now up to Imperial Age. Italians in Imperial Age are very dangerous. They can go for Cavalier, they can go for Genoese crossbows, and against Malay it's going to be quite good. What's most important against another castle though is going to be trebuchets, so going to Imperial Age is going to be great in that regard. Genoese crossbows are not going to be so good versus regular archers though, but the Malay player potentially wants to go for elephants. Genoese crossbows are going to be fantastic. While the control is still in favor of Mikey though, who is getting the score lead, although I'm not sure about that. He does have a better KV, which might contribute towards his superior score. If we take a look at Mikey's resources, he's getting very close to clicking up himself. Now keep in mind that 80% faster Imperial Age time or 80% faster Age research time for Malay means that he's not going to be going up so much behind. He's going to click up a lot later, but he's going to be there quite soon. Okay, there we go. It's going to be only 1 minute and a half later. And not even that, only 1 minute and 20 seconds later. Considering that Aramis is already almost there in Imperial Age, that is quite good. So taking a look at Aramis' resources, we can see that he is going to be in place. Yeah, he's going to be in a good position to start pumping trebuchets, which he should. There you go. Kill right away. And over here, going for Bracer for the +3 extra range and also extra attack. He can potentially go for Arbalest, of course. University has been built, so we're gonna see chemistry on the way as well. So Italians get access to bombard cannons, they get access to bombard towers as well, so we might see some of that. Because he does not have water control, I don't think we're gonna see cannon galleons from the Italian player. But there we go, Imperial Age, almost there for Mikey, but Kinaru coming up. He needs to queue a trebuchet right away. He has enough resources now. But going for 1 trebuchet now means that he is going to, not going to be able to afford other researches. So chemistry is going to get prioritized by him right now. He has a... no, he does not have a siege workshop, so this castle is going to go down for sure. No trebuchets being queued up. Condottieri going forward now for Aramis. Crossbowman coming up, and it's going to be Arbalest battle for both players. So Aramis going for Arbalest finally, scale mail armor and chemistry. It's going to be Knights or Cavalier for the Italian player. It's going to be Cavalier and Archers, or Arbalest rather, versus... oh, great shot over there, getting a lot of the crossbows. That's going to be all the crossbows going down, 1 Magna going down, and I believe that Magna was probably low HP, but that is quite good. That trebuchet's gonna start taking down the forward buildings from Mikey, and Aramis doing quite well. Arbalest with full upgrades, +4 attack. Only need to go for leather archer armor and ring archer armor. That knight's potentially gonna start doing so much damage. Let's see if he realizes about this. He's gonna try to repair. No! He's not repairing this. The Magnet is going to go down. That was probably a misclick because he actually moved both units, but that was probably a misclick. Bombard cannon rather, coming out now for Aramis. Over here we have Arbalest and trebuchets pushing everything down from Mikey, who is going now for Bracer. So the population is not looking that different. Mikey already with more military units. A lot of those are Water Navy units, but still far from dead. Let's see. bombard cannon, taking the lumber camp down. I'm not really sure what Mikey can do at this point. I don't think he can really go farming AFK. With the siege here in place and with the arbalists here in place, I don't think he really has anywhere to go to. He's going to lose the villagers on stone for sure. He has enough stone to go for a defensive castle. Melee, I believe they don't get bombard cannon. I'm not completely sure, but I think they don't. They do, okay, never mind. So you can potentially try and go for that as well himself. He has the same upgrades. He needs to go for Arbalest though. At this point the crossbows have +4. But yeah, TCs are gonna start going down to the bombard cannon for sure. He really needs to do something. Conscription, ring archer armor coming up, so that's going to be +3, +4 defense for these arbalists. We have 3 monks, 1 knight. Monks are going to get picked up by the arbalists for sure. Yeah, that is not good. I'm not really sure what the plan was over there for Mikey, but it sure didn't work. Micah's situation right now is super rough. That is a very bad base for him. A lot of idle villagers. Still way too behind the villager count. 88 versus 123. Losing monks. Losing the forward. Military numbers are still higher for him. Keep in mind that probably half of that is just Wadi units. So going for land units, his choice is going to be skirmishers and knights. Ring archer armor coming up for Mikey now, so that's going to be +3, +4 for him as well. Squires coming up for Aramis, so we're gonna see some infantry for sure. And condottieri are on the way. Squires and chainmail armor. Yeah, these units are going to be okay. Versus skirmishers, they're going to be good. So arbalists and condottieri versus skirmishers and cavalry potentially should be alright. Is the raffle after the series? Yes, it is. Defensive castle potentially coming up for Mikey, who is sending the villagers forward before the military units. He's sending the villagers forward. He's losing a lot of villagers. He was already behind by so much. 94 vills. And the castle got picked up by the bombard cannon. Got destroyed over there, the foundations. That is so tragic for Mikey. Look at the stone count. That is so sloppy. That is so sloppy! Aramis could see the villagers going forward, it was just a matter of clicking the foundations. Mike is super sloppy play over there. Really decreasing his chances to win this game. And almost putting the last nail on his own coffin. That is so bad. Villagers going down left and right. A lot of arbalists here. That's not enough skirmishers. The population now looking quite solid for Aramis. That's 33% higher population for red. That is not good. I think he might have just sealed his own fate. He's gonna try to go for skirmishers, and of course he's not gonna give up that easy because this is potentially the match point. But I don't really know if he can do anything. He has been failing at walling over here, unfortunately for him, forcing him to spend even more stone here on additional stone walls. Aramis is going to build a castle now. Where is he gonna place it? Potentially forward? Or is he gonna place a defensive castle to try... Okay, he already has a castle up here. He's gonna try to go for another castle potentially here and try to regain control of the water. Or where is he gonna go? Okay, there we go. He's going to go with a 4 castle over here. Super aggro. Another castle coming up for Mikey. But that could have been 2 castles up for him. That is so unfortunate. So unfortunate. I think that foundation getting destroyed by a single bombard cannon is probably the point of no return for Mikey. As much as I like to think that he still stood a chance up until that point, which I think probably a lot of people would disagree with. He does not have any defenses here. Aramis is just sending units forward. He's just sending units forward, uncontested here. There is nothing at this point that Mikey can do. Resources are looking decent for him. He does need to keep taking some gold over here though. But what are we gonna see? Chainmail armor coming up for Mikey. And it seems like we're gonna see a transition into 200 swordsmen. That'll be kind of weird. Against Arbalest, he's going to need his own Arbalest or Skirms. Skirms is not going to be good versus light cavalry though. Game is looking fantastic for Aramis. Mike is calling the GG. And that's going to be the 5th game going in favor of Aramis for a final sweeping result of 5-0. The Argentinian player carrying the legacy of Nikov in the lower elos. Very good game. Very well played. Well, okay, let's take a look at the achievements. So military lead for Aramis, of course, very good KD, almost 4-3. Largest army twice as high. Food, wood and gold collection higher for red, only more stone for Mikey. Not by much, and also a lot of that was wasted in that foundation. And also in that failed castle that he was trying to build forward. Really committing to the castle and ended up losing a lot of villagers to it. Pillage time, the only faster time for Aramis. Mikey with a very solid water control, failing to defend at home on land though, very unfortunate. Total castles 3-2, relics captured 3-0, relics gold 330, or actually 24 extra villagers. Okay, that's going to be it for this series. Very solid lead by Aramis. I'm gonna see if I can get him to do an interview tomorrow for my stream of tomorrow. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's series. So yeah, we're gonna give away the 3 months of gold right now. And yeah, if anyone has not joined yet, !raffle, you're gonna join for a chance of winning 3 months of gold doubly. All right,